That down. Let's move on to this, shall we? There's a bunch of headlines going around today about Ryan Reynolds talking about Deadpool. And one of the things, some of the headlines, you've probably seen them, are saying that Ryan Reynolds is writing Deadpool 4. We'll get to that in a second. But one of the more interesting things that got brought up in Ryan's interview talking about Deadpool was when the possibility of him joining the X-Men, because there's been debate, because we got the X-Men coming. That's kind of the origin universe for Deadpool, is the mutants stuff, and he is a mutant. And so some people think he's going to be joining the X-Men. A lot of people think, no, he's going to be joining the Avengers. Well, according to Ryan Reynolds, neither are true. We will not see Deadpool joining the X-Men or the Avengers, and he explains why. This is a quote from Ryan Reynolds saying, "I like things isolated. If Deadpool becomes an X-Men or Avenger, we're dead. That's his wish fulfillment, and you can't give him that." I love it when creators understand their character so well, not just the character from the source material, but the character they've created on screen. And that whole comment of saying that you're done. If you put Deadpool in X-Men or you put him in Avengers, to Ryan Reynolds, he's done. Now, does that automatically necessarily mean that we're not going to see Deadpool in an Avengers movie? Not necessarily. I mean, he could show up in another part in the interview saying, yeah, you could see Deadpool show up maybe sometime as a secondary character in somebody else's film or something like that. So, hey, he's not saying we will, but it's possible that we could say, hell, we could find out when Marvel does Chair Watch Part 2 for Doomsday that maybe the name Ryan Reynolds pops up on one of those chairs. I don't think it will, but that's possible. We could see him pop up there. But he's saying, like, if you're expecting to see Deadpool as a member of the X-Men or Deadpool as a member of the Avengers, you're going to be disappointed, because he says it's not going to happen because you kind of ruin the character at that point. You get him to his end game. He's now done. He's complete. And he says, you just can't do it. He says, we're dead if we try to make him that. And therefore, we're never going to see that. Now, I also just want to touch on this. In that same interview, he made a statement that he was working on something right now. He's writing something. He's working on something. And he is, it's like an ensemble piece. There are a number of outlets that you've seen out there that are running the headlines because they read that and they misinterpreted that badly, thinking that he was talking about writing a Deadpool 4. And you have probably seen headlines running around that somehow, some way, Ryan Reynolds is working on a Deadpool 4. I can tell you definitively that Ryan Reynolds is absolutely not working on Deadpool 4. That the headlines you're seeing that he's doing a Deadpool 4, that's what he's working on. Again, I don't think any of the outlets that you're seeing that headline on are lying to you. I think they just misinterpreted. But I can, without saying how or why, I can 100% assure you that Ryan Reynolds is not working on Deadpool 4. So if you see that anywhere, if you hear people talking about that, let them know. No, he's not. He's 100% not working on that. When he said, you might then ask, well, what does he mean by that? My guess, when he says he's working on an ensemble piece right now, my guess is he's talking about the movie he's been working on for a while. Remember, he's working on that boy band movie for him and Sean Levy and Hugh Jackman to do together. And it's a great idea for a film about guys who 30 years ago were huge in the world and now they're feeling kind of obsolete, and what's their place in the world if they're not pop stars and whatever. So anyway, he's been working on that movie for a long time, and he described that film as an ensemble piece. So I think that's clearly what he meant. Which movie specifically and which project specifically he was talking about, I can't answer that for sure, but I can assure you that he was not talking about Deadpool 4. So that is a fact. Anyway, Rob, you're hearing Ryan talking about you can't have Deadpool and the X-Men or the things because that's his wish fulfillment and then we're dead. How do you take that?
Well, I think it's really astute. I mean, the thing is, if you're making, already you're asking a lot with Avengers Doomsday with Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom. They're going to have a lot of work to do to make that believable, credible, and not breaking a weird fourth wall. And I think by including Deadpool, how do you have Deadpool in a movie that's really serious when the stakes, literally the universes will die, where the entire existence will collapse? And I mean, I would love to hear Deadpool's commentary on that. like as the universe is unraveling, he'd probably have a lot to say. But then how do you also make the film very serious and emotional? Like, I mean, you know what? I watched this clip I watched the end of Endgame. I mean, of Infinity War. It just popped up, when everybody gets dusted.
Right.
It still works. When you see people, like when you see Bucky walk out and just kind of fall and collapse, and if Deadpool was in that scene, it would not work. It would not work. The gravitas of that, it doesn't matter what you do. Even if he's just standing there and doesn't say anything, you're going to laugh. And he would make some gesture when he got dusted. So I think that Ryan Reynolds is absolutely correct about that. And Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine are an incredibly successful trilogy. They made a lot of money. Go out on a high note.
Highest grossing R-rated film in the history of Hollywood.
Yeah, and you go out there and it was like a dream for him and Hugh Jackman. How do you follow that up? Why do you have to? I mean, I love the fact that you've got this great trilogy that people will love and people will enjoy forever. And yeah, you could be like, okay, let's bring Deadpool back in the Marvel Universe, but that's a hard thing to do, to make him an Avenger or make him an X-Man in these movies. I like the fact that he's saying he doesn't want to do it, and there's not going to be a Deadpool 4. I think he's smart. He had great success. He's a hell of a businessman. He knows what's up.
He does indeed. And so again, saying you're not going to see Deadpool as an X-Men, you're not going to see Deadpool as an Avenger, doesn't mean we may not see him pop up in something at all. But again, the report's saying he's currently working on Deadpool 4. I can 100% confirm to you he is not working on Deadpool 4 right now. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about these comments about not seeing Deadpool either as an X-Man or as an Avenger? I think it's interesting. Could we still see him in an Avengers Doomsday or an Avengers Secret Wars? I think the door is still open for that, maybe. Anyway, whatever you guys think about that, jump down to the comments section below and leave your thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.